Okay, welcome back for our first break. We got our second course and our second topic ready to go. I'm going to toss it over to John, who's going to talk a little bit more about it.
We got pasta on the menu. Pasta can be healthy or unhealthy. If we have some unhealthy pasta, usually it's made of that white flour. But if you have pasta that's a little al dente, which means it's firm, and it's not white flour, you can get that wheat pasta, which is very healthy. A quick interlude, we have a beautiful bottle of cupcake. So for this beautiful 2009 vintage California grape, this Merlot is fantastic. I was fortunate to come across it about 2 weeks ago, and it just tickles your tonsils. We're gonna go to...
Come on.
I'm excited. I haven't had my tonsils tickled in a while.
Are you ready?
Good to go. 2.5 weeks.
3, 2. It's gonna tickle your tonsils. We're gonna go to Mitch right now. Mitch, how are we doing over there with the pasta?
John, we're doing great with the pasta. I got 2 pastas ready to about to be served. On the left, I guess it's your right, we have penny pasta with a meaty bolognese sauce. It's got red pepper, it's got garlic, it's got basil, it's got a mixture of a whole bunch of things. And then on the right, we have a vermicelli spaghetti type pasta, a thin noodle, and that just has a regular vodka sauce with it. So I'm about to come around and take everybody's order for pasta. In the meantime, Anthony, what's our relationship topic with this pasta?
You gonna save it?
Well, Mitch, you basically gave a good description of the pasta. I'm going to tell you the relationship connection that I have with it. We had the first off, start with the meat bolognese pasta. Mitch said, you know, we got everything going on with it. You got the meat, you got the spices, you get the spices on it, you get the garlic on it. A lot of things going on. I'm going to associate that with our topic of dating. That's going to be our group dating. You want a lot of things going on. You go out, you meet somebody. You want to go out with their friends, your friends, comfortable environment. The other Mitch was saying about we have our vermicelli pasta, a little thin spaghetti with a creamy sauce, very smooth, easygoing. So that's going to be our one-on-one dating. You know, you get a guy, girl, goes out, very smooth, sophisticated, takes her to a nice restaurant, very calm, coordinated, very cool. So we're going to have 2 different types of pastas, kind of represent the 2 different types of dating that I foresee. So that's kind of going to be a relationship, topic for us all today to discuss, a little dating. So any dating stories that you guys have that you want to discuss with, group dating, single dating, horror stories, it's all on topic while Mitch is getting our topic.
Some good horror stories.
Our pasta served.
At least from the single perspective, I can tell you, it's funny how as the bar scene evolves and we get older, that's kind of your bigger network of people that you meet. And I can tell you some of the crazy horror stories, and I'd be happy to hear some of everybody else's horror stories of you meet a girl at the bar, everything sounds great because you had a couple drinks and they look spectacular, and then you come back the next week to ask her out on a date down in the city, and unfortunately it doesn't turn out the same way as you had expected. You had gotten your hopes up, you're like, wow, she was really nice at the bar, we go out to dinner, and I never want to speak to her ever again. So I would love to hear everybody else's perspective on that, especially the single crowd over here. So
Yeah, well, you probably shouldn't have Saute Sessions and then go out.
Well, that's true. No, it's a good point where you meet somebody, maybe you had a couple drinks. Who knows where things are going to go from there. But I mean, for me, I'm a romantic. If I meet somebody at a bar, I'm definitely going one-on-one dating with them. The only problem that I have with that is, and the problem that I ran into is the fact that you go one-on-one dating, wear something nice, you go old school, you take them to a nice restaurant, pay for the bill, get some wine, and they think you're too over the top. Maybe they think you're not really who you're saying to be. You're maybe putting on a front. So how do you kind of disguise that? If you're going one-on-one dating, or if you want like the group date, everybody feels comfortable. I just want to hear anybody's thoughts on that.
You really go to the bar though to find a date?
Yeah, that's what I was
You don't
gonna
go to
say.
the bar to date somebody.
I don't think I've ever gone to the bar looking for a guy to go out on a date with next week. It's just, a make out on the dance floor maybe, or something like that. I don't think it's ever gone further than like texting a week later saying like, hey, what bar are you going to? If I meet a guy, it's just like in my group, he introduced me as a friend of a friend. I've never gone to the bar looking to maybe some guy will ask me on a date next week.
So you're saying like really not so much you're going to the bar to meet somebody, but you feel more comfortable meeting a friend of a friend. I mean, somebody that kind of maybe have already have passed the ocular pat down, if you will.
Pretty
I mean,
much, right.
That your friend can kind of give the okay for, that you're not starting from scratch with. I mean, I get that, I understand that, but there's got to be some people. I mean, just going out. I mean, have fun with their friends and all, and if you meet, you have that connection. Maybe there's that connection with somebody. I mean, I don't know. I've been there. I've had that connection with somebody, and I did the one-on-one dating, and it worked out for a couple dates, and then not so much. But I mean, is anybody with the group dating? I mean, at all?
I think group dating is a bad thing on the first date.
Ah, damn it.
Hold on, I mean, it's not just you.
No, I know.
You go out with other people, that's more.
To clear up a misconception about the group dating. Really, when I say group dating, I mean, when is it okay to meet their friends? She's okay to meet your friends, that sort of thing. I mean, because you need to be like comfortable with people. I mean, Carter brought it up. It's a good point. I don't know if you had anything more to add to that. I mean, you were saying to that perspective.
Sure,
of
yeah,
dating.
absolutely. So, in all honesty, the person that you meet, you could have a great relationship with. You could have nice rapport over dinner, over magnificent spaghetti and penne as this. But a lot of times your friends aren't the same personality as you are. The company that you keep is not the same personality you are, and maybe they don't mix with the same friends that you have. So, at what point do you introduce your friends? At what point do you introduce both parties to see how you mix? And how important is it that they both mix? Because at the end of the day, it's you and one person, right? But, you know, how your groups intermingle is also essential. So,
I'm just gonna jump in there because, just to play devil's advocate a bit, but I would want to see a date's friend, I think, because that's an old Italian saying is, you know, tell me who your friends are, I'll tell you who you are. And
That's a good point.
it's a great point. I mean, so the truth of it is, you go hang out with, you know, I want to see my date be real. I want to see her do everything she wants to do, and I'm either going to like it or I'm not. Probably not going to like it, so whatever. But I want you to be real, because chances are you're going to be real with your friends.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm one way with you guys, and maybe I'm a little different than others with other people.
Right.
So that's why if you were with your friends, I could see how. It doesn't mean it's the right way or the wrong way.
Find
but-
someone you're comfortable with.
Find someone you're comfortable with, and you know a lot more comes out than you would expect. And I think that a lot more that does come out really gives me anyway a real good interpretation of who you are and what you all about.
So here's the question, when do you do that? I mean, is it the second date? Is it the third time you get
up to the
We're doing garlic bread, guys, real fast. This is great. What's a pasta meal without some garlic bread?
Green garlic bread.
It's nice, beautiful. Thank you.
I don't think there's any specific ruling. I mean,
Some are a little garlic.
I'm a guy who just kind of goes with whatever.
You can't put a number down.
Exactly.
There is no number.
You know,
As soon
if
as
you
you're comfortable.
start as friends though, like, because we kind of were in the same group of friends, and then it was like you were always hanging out with your friends, and then it developed into
Yeah,
something
I mean,
Yeah.
more,
truthfully, you
know,
gotta
so-
walk into something not trying to control it if you ever wanted to really go somewhere. Because if you start
Thank you.
micromanaging a relationship from day one, how far are you really ever gonna get? If-
So are hopeless romantics dead then? I mean,
They're not
because-
dead, it's just.
No, I'm just saying, like,
There's
'cause
people like you out there.
I consider myself a hopeless romantic. Like, if I meet a girl and I have a connection, I want to take her out to a nice date, nice dinner, pay for it, dress nice, the whole 9 yards.
Everybody can do with friends though.
Yeah, that's
Well,
beautiful.
I mean,
Because you can't really get that romantic kind of thing if you're out with like a group of buddies.
Yeah, well, you can go out to dinner and then afterwards, like, meet your friends out.
But see, the dinner.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for the girl that I'm dating to meet my friends up front. I think there needs to be a buffer period.
I think it's up to
I think it's up to the
I agree with the buffer period.
Right, buffer period. You need to meet your friends in section. You can't. All right. The parties that we have in our apartment, you can't take a girl and throw her into that mess.
That's too much.
That's throwing her to the
That's
light.
thrown in.
But wait a minute now.
But you want that. You want me to go like get way too close, ask her too many personal questions. I gotta see how she can handle it. If she can handle the fire, then she's a keeper. You know what I mean?
That's also a good point.
And speaking of which, talk about buffer zone.
But she may want to say.
Parents' buffer zone is bigger than friends' buffer zone, I think.
100%.
Parents' buffer zone.
Parents, I like that. What date do you meet the parents on?
I don't
No,
know.
set.
There's no number.
Never.
You don't set that.
No, it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
It's just when it comes up, and then.
First date I was on with a girl, I walked in and met the parents.
Well, that's if they're still.
She didn't want me to meet the parents. Is that a bad sign that she didn't want to meet the
It
parents?
happened to me. It's just you live in, your parents are there. It's respectful. The guy come to the house.
Right,
meet your
absolutely.
friends.
And I'm a respectful guy. I would definitely want to meet the
Exactly.
parents. She didn't want me to.
But if she lived outside the house, then it's a different story.
But if you're the parents and your daughter's gone out with some Goomba, you know,
dude, I'd be all
well,
over that.
well, what if you're 23
I'd be
years old?
interrogating
Well, if you're
her like-
23 years old and you're still living at home, then yeah, I still want to know. My daughter will
What do you have
love
to say about
anything.
people?
Go ahead, Mitch.
Back to Mitch.
Yeah.
Go to Mitch. Go to Mitch.
Let's start a
quick topic. You guys can talk about it, then Anthony or John will wrap it up. Has anybody mentioned blind dating yet? In a blind solo or blind group dating?
I never did it. No.
Like speed dating, like
Not that, but let's say you have a friend, a group of friends that are a couple, a guy and a girl, and they say, oh, let me, you're single, let me help you out. I'll bring my friend. You say, great. Like, do I get to meet her? Yeah. We're going out to dinner. That's how you're going to meet her. So that's kind of like a group dating, but in a blind.
You know what that's like to me, Mitch? You know what I attribute that to? Going to the casino. You go to the casino with $200. All right, you got that in hand, just like you have that blind date in hand.
Yeah.
All right, you get to the tables, you lay your money down, you play for a little bit. Maybe you win, maybe you don't. All right, you get to that date, that blind date, you see her, hang out for a little bit, maybe you win, maybe you don't. It's all a gamble with the blind date.
Blind dating's terrible. I don't care what anybody says.
It's not terrible. Sometimes you walk to the table, you walk away a winner, up $1,000. You walk away with a blind date.
Let's face it.
Smoking hot, she likes you, you like
That's
her.
my point.
Does it matter if she's smoking hot or not?
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, at this age, I'm 24. I like a good personality.
Listen though. A blind date, whether people want to admit it or not, we're all shallow. The first thing you notice about somebody is the way they look. So if you go into a date and you got some cow sitting across the table from you, right off the bat you're gonna be like, ah, fuck, Like,
No
I don't
expectations.
think that's shallow. That's called
People. That's
you know what you want.
Alright, if I like A's and you're a C, sorry. That's all.
There's nothing wrong with that. You have high standards. Nothing wrong with that. You should have high
The
standards.
rules. The rules to life are your own. You can like whatever you want. There's no wrong answer. But
I want to go, before we wrap up here, just a quick 1 minute just blurb about.
I had something I forgot.
We have our couples on the side here. I just want to hear just when you guys first started dating.
These two first.
Just give us just a quick 1 minute blurb of how it was. Because we're talking about situations in dating. Just, you guys are couples, you've been together for a while. How did you guys start off with?
All right. Well, we actually had a lot of the same mutual friends when we started dating, so that made things kind of easier, and we could go through the mutual friends.
I think that's a good thing. Like when you first meet somebody, if their friend took you up, you can double date. I
That was Lauren's point. She said that.
And that's what we did.
Friends of
It's
friends.
very
We kind of
comfortable.
double dated at first.
It was almost like some people are a little shy or don't like the direct attention on the right away, but once they get to know them a little bit, then it's fine to have a date, by yourselves where it's romantic and you can talk about stuff because you know each other and you know each other like.
Right. And I was kind of, our first date was actually here in Philadelphia at John Andrews.
It was.
So that was great, and I met everybody the first
I threw her right into the lions.
Picked her up from the car.
And she survived. That's good.
I remember being a little.
How about our couples down here? Aaron and Mark.
We were friends for like a year or so before we started dating. And then, I don't know, it just kind of developed into more than a friendship. We went
You
out
met at
to the
school,
bar
right?
a lot.
You met at college?
Yeah, at college. At Slippery Rock again.
So we have a lot of friends, meeting friends. I was friends before we started dating. So that seems kind of where we landed on. We're just going to toss it back to Mitch. Mitch, you got your final thought on that, or yes, Chef?
Which, by the way, this pasta's phenomenal.
Yeah, really good, Mitch. Well done.
It is.
Well done.
Great.
I appreciate that, guys. Just listening to everything you guys were saying was quite interesting. I've been single for a really long time, going on 23 and a half years now. So it's just interesting to hear your thoughts on all this stuff, and maybe it gives me a little perspective on what I'm going to see in the future. Who knows? So, Anthony?
I like that, man. Wish the best for you because you're a phenomenal guy. Our chef and registered nice gentleman cooking up our food. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with our third course, little pizza course that Mitch is going to be cooking up for us. So we'll be right back.